guys, my name is Lindi, and on today's tribal session for Touch My Yoni, we are going to cover the most frequently asked questions, condoms edition. Now, I get a whole host of messages in my DMs on Instagram, on Twitter, even here on YouTube, and I decided why not just put it in a little box, answer them all at once, and give you guys the information that you keep asking me for. So I'm gonna start with you guys needing to hit the subscribe button, tell your friends to tell their friends to do the same thing, because we're trying to get to 25k still. I know I've been a bit infrequent, not consistent, but I kind of just want to give you guys information that I really find is important and not just give it to you for the sake of it. So hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let's get Lindi and Touch My Yoni to 25k. The first question, which I think is the most common asked question, is how effective is condoms? So condoms are 98% effective from STIs and pregnancy. Now, obviously, there's different brands, there's different types, but if you're just trying to ensure your safety when it comes to STIs, HIV, and pregnancy, then condoms are your best bet. When it comes to pregnancy, obviously, you're more likely to get better results with a second contraceptive. So you could use the patch, you could use the IUD, you could use the injection, the pill. I have another episode on different types of contraceptives that you can use. So you can just scoot over to that after this and give it a check out and see what would work best for you and why. But it is 98% effective against all STIs and HIV if used correctly. Now, this is so important because a lot of the errors that come as a result of condoms is because of the user. It's called a user error. It's not necessarily because of the manufacturer or whatever the case may be. It's usually the person who hasn't put it on correctly or hasn't done something that is going to ensure their safety. So make sure that you can also check out my other episode on how to correctly use a condom, and in that episode I literally give you a step-by-step guide on what to do to ensure you are doing it properly, you're using it properly. The next question that I was asked is does size matter? And it most certainly does. And the reason it does is not for the reason you think. It's not because we're trying to, make men feel inadequate in any way, or make you feel like, you could potentially not necessarily performing at optimum level. That's not the size I'm talking about. When it comes to size, it matters the size of your penis versus the size of the condom. And different condoms have different sizes. There is a general, size that kind of will cover most average size penises. And the average size of a flaccid penis is 9.1 centimeters according to healthline.com, and the average size of an erect penis is about 13 centimeters. So if you look within that range, measure your penis, see how close you are to the average size. And if you are a little bit more well endowed, Skin has a brand new set of condoms called Skin Large. Absolutely love them. Just kind of get the specs on what your size is and then compare that to the Skin Large, and all the details are actually on the box. It's like the next generation of condoms. It's amazing. So whatever your preference is in terms of size, definitely make sure that it fits correctly. Make sure that it's not too big like an overworn sock, or too tight that's going to stop your circulation, and then that still defeats the purpose, because then you're not even enjoying yourself. So try these out. I think you guys will really, really love them. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Have I ever disappointed you? A lot of people were trying to ask how our condoms tasted. So between the manufacturers, the health institutions, the regulatory agencies, they all kind of come together to test condoms in different ways. There is electronic, and I'm not really sure how the electronic test works. Maybe we could go to a factory and see that. You guys must put a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section if that's something you would find interesting. They also use the airburst method to see that it doesn't pop. They use the water leakage method to also make sure that there's no holes, or that it's actually durable in the sense of it can retain liquid. And then the strength method, which is, you know, how durable is it? Is 2 better than 1? One would think so. However, in this case, not so much. Whether you're using a female condom or a male condom, the 2 combined can cause a lot of like friction, and that has more potential to bring about wear and tear, and it could tear either one or both of the condoms. And again, that defeats the whole point because you're trying to protect yourself. So if this should happen, which is another question, what happens when the condom breaks? Make sure that you, 1, are taking a second emergency contraceptive, which is the pill, the morning after pill. This can be received from your local pharmacy. Go to the clinic, you just let them know what it is that you need, and they should, if they're responsible, and this is something you should watch out for, they should give you a form to fill in to ensure that you are not, one, trying to terminate a pregnancy incorrectly, but also to ensure that, you know, you are in the right cycle, when last your period was, just to gather some information on you to ensure that they are giving it to you in the right way and that you actually are eligible for taking the morning after pill. And if you're not, they will tell you. There should be practitioners there to be able to give you more information as to why it's so important that you can't or can take it at a certain time. But it doesn't protect you against STIs and HIV. And I think that's something that we should be thinking more preventative measures as opposed to curing things or fixing things after the fact. I really encourage people just having tests with your partner prior. For HIV, there are little like tests that you can do at home, which is so convenient, so easy to do. But when it comes to the actual STIs like syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes, whatever the case may be, those are not always easily protected if the condom does break, because fluid to fluid contact is what can cause certain diseases, but then there's also skin to skin contact, and that's why condoms are so important. If you have like genital warts and the sores are actually covered by the condom, you're less likely to contract that genital warts from your partner or whoever it is that's giving it to you, and vice versa. So yes, when the condom breaks, get a second contraceptive, and make sure that you've already had tests, because you want to eliminate all factors that could be dangerous from the get-go. Prevention is so much better than cure. So do your best to ensure your health prior to engaging, and be very, very careful of the people you let inside you. So the best ways to get condoms, like I said, you can go to your local pharmacy, you can go to certain supermarkets, they have them in their like cosmetics aisles or their like pharmaceutical aisles. You can get them online, and then what's really, really great is you can go to certain institutions where they will give them out for free. It's just like in a little box in the bathroom, and then you can also get them from some vending machines and petrol stations. So if you're going to go and get petrol on your way, or if you're going to go on your way home from the club and you're just like, you know, I know something's about to happen and I don't have any more condoms, you can literally go to your petrol station and get it from there. Do condoms make sex less pleasurable? This is a big fat lie. There are so many options. There's so many different types of material that contribute to your sexual pleasure experience. And lucky for you, Skin has such a wide variety. I'm actually going to go through them because I think it's important. They've got the original, which is amazing. It's made out of polyisoprene, which is non-latex, because you never know, like some people have allergies like myself to latex, and it just makes the non-latex experience that much better because you've got options. And then this one, which is the girl that she thinks she is, this is my favorite. This is my go-to. I cannot express how amazing Skin Elite is. It is 20% thinner than Skin Original, and that just gives you the natural feel, like you literally can feel everything. It feels like air. It's amazing. I harp on about this all the time because I'm a firm believer in its greatness. You guys need to get on it if you haven't already. And then they've got like Skin Lube, which Most lubrication or most condoms come lubricated, but this gives just a little bit extra for that smooth glide. It really is a great feeling. You can also add some lube if that's what you would prefer. Then the Skin 5 Senses has a variety, like there's a cocktail, there's hot, there's cool, and this is if you want to spice things up a bit, you know, but still protecting yourself. So you've got options, guys. This is also intense feel. Like I said, you feel absolutely everything, but this just heightens it. Really like amazing feeling. This is definitely heightened sense of pleasure. And then last but not least, like I said, they've got the Skin Large for the more well endowed. So you definitely have options. So there's no reason for you to be saying, I don't want to wear condoms, I can't wear condoms. They will not take away the pleasure. If anything, using a condom can sometimes delay sexual gratification. It can prolong the experience. It can actually contribute to having a good sexual experience. Can a condom be reused? No. Do not reuse a condom. Once it's been used, take it off. And that's whether you've ejaculated or not, whether you've come or not. Do not use a condom more than once. It just will not ensure your safety. It's really just not hygienic either. And especially when you're going between anal, vaginal, oral, like always make sure that the condoms are changed, because there's so many different ways that you guys can catch things, especially like, for example, the E. coli in the anal area can make you sick. You can get BV, bacterial vaginosis, you can get UTIs, so many different things that you can get from just using the one condom in so many different spaces. So make sure you change it in that regard. And this also goes for if you're having a threesome, guys. It's so important to protect everybody in the room. Like I said, obviously going for tests prior just makes things better, but you also just want to make sure you're not crossing fluids, and that can easily happen if you don't change the condom. So make sure that you change the condom at all times when necessary. Do not reuse a condom. Can I use lube with condoms? Definitely use a water-based or silicone-based lube to ensure that you are keeping the durability and the strength of the condom, because oil-based can definitely affect it and make it, you know, a bit shaky. So make sure that you are using water-based or silicone-based lube if you do want to add some extra lube into the bedroom. But then you've also got, you know, skin lube, so you might not even need that, you know what I mean? Another question that was asked is if it can be used underwater. It most definitely can, but there are things that you have to look out for and consider. One, make sure that the condom is on securely before coming in contact with the water, whether that's in a shower or in the pool or the jacuzzi, whatever it is. Make sure that you have put it on properly, not in the water, because that is just going to bring water into the condom itself. It's going to affect it, and it's just not going to do what it needs to do. So make sure that the condom is on securely before actually getting into or getting in contact with any water. And then when you are in contact with water, be very, very cognizant of the fact that chemicals, for example, let's say you're in a pool or a jacuzzi, the chlorine and the things that they put in there to keep it clean can definitely affect the material of the condom. The same goes for soaps, body washes, body oils. All of those things can affect the material and its efficiency in being effective at protecting you. Okay, and then the last question that I was asked, which I kind of wanted to say for last because I think it's extremely important, is should you use a condom during oral sex? You most certainly should. And I know some people are going to kill me and be like, no, don't tell people that. But you really, really should, guys. You can still transmit STIs through, and very less frequently or often, HIV too, through oral sex. It is so important that you are protected in all ways. Yes, you won't get pregnant because it's not like the sperm can go from your throat to your egg, but you can still catch disease, and that's still something that you need to protect yourself from. So you definitely need to use a condom, either a condom or a dental dam. And a dental dam is kind of like a condom, mostly used for anal stimulation orally, or through vaginal cunnilingus. So it's definitely something that you should use. You can purchase them also from your local pharmacy. If not, you can actually make them from a normal condom. Another thing you need to look out for is because you can catch certain diseases like gonorrhea, syphilis, and what else? And herpes. You can catch that through oral sex. So it really is just for your own protection. Use a condom or a dental dam just to make sure. And then last thing that you really need to look out for is the fact that if you use a spermicide, it can make your mouth numb. That's definitely not a good feeling. It's going to kill the mood. You might end up in hospital. You don't know how your body is going to react. So make sure that you are actually using no spermicide when you're giving oral, but definitely use a condom or a dental dam. So I hope that I have answered all of your questions, or at least the ones that keep coming up the most. If there's any more questions that you guys have, just leave the question in the description box, or you can DM me on all social media platforms, which is Lindi_R, and I will answer them directly for you, or depending on how many I get, I can do a part 2. So if you haven't hit the notifications bell as well as the subscribe button by now, you've made it all the way to the end. What are you doing? Are you not ashamed? Are you not embarrassed? No, I'm kidding. Please just help me get to 25K, almost there. Just a few more of a push and we'll get to 25K. It's been lovely as usual. Thanks for joining. Love you guys lots. Bye, Yoni tribe.